All right, amen. Amen, brothers. Thank you for that selection. That was beautiful. Good morning, Central.
Good morning.
Oh, we can do it. I'll tell you like I tell my kids now. Good morning, Central.
Good morning.
That's much better, much better. Brother Bill, I don't know if that was an introduction or a roast, but I thank you for those words anyway, Brother Bill. Now, Brother McGee, these are two choices they gave me. I could either have Chris Bill introduce me or Robert Turner introduce me. I want to apologize to you, Brother Turner. I should have done you. But it's all good, it's all good. In the words of my maternal grandmother, Miss Elvira Parks, she used to always say, let's make haste and get this together. Now, ushers, you have served us well. You look good today, too. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to take your seats. Get off of your feet. You earn a well-deserved break. Go ahead, ushers, because I don't have a subject line or anything. I want to talk to you, not at you. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to talk to you. Now, I was told I had an hour and a half for this. Based on that laughter, I see y'all ain't going for that. You see Sister Burst will tell you anything for joking. Now, some of you who know me, especially those who know me well, you're probably saying to yourselves, who in the world let Triplett in the pool? Over 5 million people in this Atlanta metro area. And y'all find Triplett as the guest speaker. Well, I'll give you two reasons. First reason, my speaking fee fit right in with the United Methodist Church. And the other most important reason, and this is in the words of my paternal grandmother, Alberta Triplett. I'm from Mississippi, Alberta Triplett. When we used to finish our chores out on the farm, I was a little bitty guy, about 4 or 5. I wanted to go out with my brothers and my cousins and go saddle the horses and go riding. And my grandmama would say, get back in here, you're too little. And she would look at me and she'd say, in due season, son, you can do everything. Anything you want to, but due season. So the reason I'm here today, October 28, 2018, is God deemed for me to be in front of my family. And bring a word to you. This is my season. That's all it is. Oh, we're going to get good, guys. We're going to have a good time today. We're going to have a good time. But can I pray for you? Go ahead. Can I pray for you? All right, folks, can you connect with each other? Now, if you don't want to hold hands, just touch me easy. Connect with each other. But let us go before the Lord. Dear Lord, I speak on behalf of my people when I say thank you for your continuous grace and mercy. Yeah. Now use me, Lord. Mask my flaws, my brokenness, and my imperfections. Drown out the noise and let your voice be heard. People need a word from you, Lord. I ask these things in the same name of your Son, Jesus. Amen. Amen. Now listen, before I proceed, Bill, I still don't know if that was an introduction or a roast, but listen, the human condition would cause the ego to swell, but I know better than that. All those things you read about me, there are two reasons why I got those accomplished. First of all, God has been on my side from day one. And God is important. God is an important part of the Triplett household. And second, God has blessed me to have good people in my life. And I actually got some of those people here. Now, this is the longest part of the presentation, but I got to do this. I got colleagues here. Dr. Beverly McCray, can you just wave your arm, Doctor? Stand up. Dr. Beverly McCray is one of my colleagues. I thank you for everything you've done for me. Now that's a church member with you? Yes. She done dragged out a church member from Zion Hill up here too. Thank you for coming. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to get a chance to meet you after church. Now, people say I'm a good family member. I try to be the best family member I can be. Now, I got two people here who have no biological connection to me. I want you to understand that. But let me explain. Their daughter married my father's brother. So they've lived in Atlanta for years. I call them my grandmother and grandfather. They've gotten to the point where they fed me so much, they clothed me so much, they sheltered me so much. They don't even explain it to their friends. I'm going to say, that's my grandson. Lucian and Josephine Dillingham, if y'all will raise your hands, just raise your hands. I love you all. I appreciate you coming out. Now, for you all that have been in Atlanta for a while, Mo Better Chicken, y'all remember Mo Better Chicken? You're looking at the two people who fried your chicken. Those are the owners and developers of Mo Better Chicken, and they've gone on to some other things since then, but Mr. D, Mr. and Mrs. D, I do love you. I appreciate you all. I really do. And then some people, I heard I was a good father. Somebody said that I was a good father. I gotta thank the person that dropped my daughter off this morning. Her mother, Rosa, let me say this now, has become one of my best friends in this city. She has become one of my best friends. She was actually going to be here today, but Roz buried her grandmother, Mace's great-grandmother, 101 years old. 101, so she called this morning, she said, Keith, I'm just worn out. Is it okay if I just get Macy and drop her off? That is what I appreciate. That's the reason I'm a good father. She helps me. I can do it by myself. She told me, she already gave me my order. Daddy gonna be up there talking about boo, nay, and do that, Daddy, don't do it. But boo, I love you. Move on. Thank you all. All right, let's get things going. Two good things every good speaker got to know. You got to know when to get up, and you got to know when to sit down. Macy, and she loves telling me what to do these days. So she got her order. She's got a time limit out there. Macy's got a yellow piece of paper. Whole yellow piece of paper. We haven't done. Then she got a red piece of paper. Then you need to sit down. And she is loving that. She is loving that. And also, I know this is borderline unethical. I hired me an amen corner too. Amen corner, let me Listen, the Bible says if you don't praise him, the rocks will cry. I ain't have no time to get no rocks in here. But I got an amen corner over there, y'all. Stay by, stand by. Y'all stand by. Let's go with this. Now, about 2 months ago, I was getting gas, about $3.10 a gallon gas, and I had a brief conversation with God. And let me explain my conversation with the Lord. I've never heard that booming voice, that Charlton Heston from top. That's never been it. Usually when God speaks to me, he kind of puts his hands on my shoulders and just kind of turns me. This is where you need to go, son. This is what you need to do. So on this particular day, I said, God, I kind of know what I want to say, but how should I say it? The Lord simply said, do what you do every day. You coach and you teach. That's what you do. So, simple, for the next 30 minutes, my classroom. This is an interactive classroom now. I'm telling you, you never know when your name's going to be called, never know when you're going to be asked a question. Y'all sound like the children. Oh my goodness. Now listen, we need to name our school today, just for the day. Just for the day. First name that came to mind was Central High School. And that was kind of dear to me because the all-black school in Coweta County was the old Central High School. And man, you ought to see older black people in Coweta when they see it. Man, their faces just light up when they say, oh, I went to Old Central. I was a graduate of 62 from Old Central. But I got to thinking, I said, you know, we need a name that resembles who we are. You know, after all, we're on the corner of Mitchell Street, Northside Drive. We're across the street from a multi-billion-dollar entertainment facility. We are a Christ-centered, radically inclusive, intergenerational congregation that uses the spiritual gifts to meet the needs of our unique surrounding community. We do that by praying, worshiping, studying, serving, encouraging, and giving. And finally, we're a church at the heart of the city with the city at heart. So we need a name that reflects that. Don't you think so, Miss Susan? That's right. So for this morning, we're going to be Central Preparatory Academy of Arts, Humanities, Sciences, and Theological Studies. So when I refer to you as C-Prep, Know who I'm talking about. That's us. C-Prep. Now, there's some non-negotiables in my classroom. I tell my kids this. You can't put your head down. You can't sleep. There's no chewing gum, no phones, no talking, and don't ask to go to the bathroom. That bring back some memories. Now, I'm just kidding about the bathroom. Since I joined the Over 45 Club, you gotta go. Now, look, I'm already warning you, this is an interactive class, so be on your toes. Now, listen, the most important thing we do at Smoker Road in our classroom is we deliver the curriculum. And what we have found out, and Kim, you'll probably agree with this, we tell the student what they're learning and why they're learning. And we call that standards. Now, folks, I'm 21 years into this, coming up on 22. Standards have changed 4 times in the 22 years. We started out with Quality Common Core, then we went to Common Core Curriculum. Then we blended Common Core Curriculum with Georgia Performance Standards. Now we're on Georgia Standards of Excellence. But I'm going to point to that podium over there. You see that Bible? That's a set of standards that ain't changed at all. Now look, they've been misinterpreted, they've been misused, they've been flat out ignored, but it's still good. It's still good.
Yes, sir.
For the purpose of this classroom, we're going to focus on the standard that we talked about earlier. Brother George delivered it beautifully, Proverbs 31, 8 and 9. And I'll read them again. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and the needy. Now, when we roll out a standard to our students, we also give an essential question. Is this ringing a bell to some of my high school, middle school kids? Oh, they say, The essential question for the day is, why would Jesus be in the parking lot of the Walmart on the East-West Connector? Stay with me, Central Prep. Stay with me. We give essential questions to provoke thought and to ask more questions. We're going to get to that. We're going to get that to the end, all right? So, what we do now is we ask our students at Smoker Road, deconstruct that standard for them, unpack it for them. Find the action words in that standard. Let's look at the action words in these 2 verses. Speak, judge, defend. Then after we do that, we put those words into action using the language of the standard. It's right here in the Bible, right here in the Bible. So we're asking people to speak up and speak for all, judge fairly, defend the rights of the destitute. Central, those are some pretty powerful feats or ventures. I would say one must be adequately prepared before engaging in such endeavors. Yet businesses, organizations, institutions, and yes, even the church, we continue to ask individuals to perform such monumental undertakings without providing them the capacity to do so.
All right.
Manage this project, lead this team, chair this committee, direct this ministry, lead this nation. But now before we throw stones, go ye therefore and teach all nations. We also do that too now, and then we have the nerve to ridicule the folks when they mess it up. I heard this recently at a conference. What is he doing? He don't know the bylaws of the organization? Well, did we take time to ask him if he know him before we gave him the position? See, people can't take power unless they're dictating. We give power, we give leadership roles. Did we even make sure he even knew we had some bylaws? Did we do that? Now, I heard this at an educational conference that we don't do this in the church, we don't do this. Didn't she know not to wear that kind of dress when she's speaking to somebody in the organization? Not here, Pastor, that wasn't here. That was at an educational conference. This is what I asked the sisters that were my age at the table, who I respect tremendously. And it wasn't all of them, just 2 really speaking to it. Have you taken the time to talk to her? Hey! Have you invited her out for coffee, tea,
Come on, man.
and say, hey, if you need a mentor, now it's up to them to turn you down. But if you need a mentor, I'm here. I'm here for you. Have you done that? We got to give capacity to people. Well, Dr. Triplett, you're so smart. What do you suggest? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. What we do at Smoky Road is when we teach in one standard, we'll go back and recall some old standards just to kind of reiterate what we're teaching. So we're going to go back in this Bible and call on some old standards to perform the task that we're charged with in 31, 8, and 9. You got to be fortified and reinforced. Y'all remember the old fable, Emperor with New Clothes? Nobody would tell the man he ain't got no clothes on. You know, those fables still hold true today. Let's look to Ephesians 6 and 11. It says, put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. In other words, you got to be equipped to carry out the charge in Proverbs 31, 8 and 9. And you know me, you know how my mind works. Brother Derek, you know how my mind works. I looked up making armor back in medieval times. How long did it take? They say a skilled laborer, it would take them up to 75 days to make one suit of armor. It would take the knight 30 minutes to an hour just to put it on. What makes us think we're going to microwave armor? You can't microwave armor. It takes time. It takes persistence. It takes patience. Hey, we're going to get there, though. We're going to get there. In other words, Central holding up that bloodstained banner is heavy lifting. That's heavy lifting. Now, in order to have the desire and conviction to wear that armor and hold up that bloodstained banner, you got to have a purpose for doing so. Without a sound reason, you're not going to make it. It's not for the faint at heart. Let's look to 1 Corinthians 16 chapter, 14th verse. Let all that you do be done in love. Love, my brothers and sisters, will enable you to embrace. With love, you're able to embrace yourself, your family, your friends, the community, and even your enemies. You will identify we've identified the duties we've been charged with, the equipment we need, and the need to embrace with love beforehand. Now, y'all look on the front of this bulletin, y'all. She will be following me now. Equip, embrace. We're going to get to the next one. Remember, we're working backwards. Now, we're working backwards. You need a catalyst or a spark to begin this. You need a foundation. I got that for you, too. Let's look at Philippians, 4th chapter, 13th verse. Miss Susan going to love this one. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. To quote the late great philosopher, Bernie Mac. Who is him? Now look, if you Google that, now I cleaned that up. Bernie Mac is, God rest his soul, I cleaned that up. But Bernie Mac said, who is him? Central Prep, C-Prep, can we all agree that the him I'm referring to is Jesus? Yes. Raise your hand if you think it's Jesus. Okay, all right. So, exalt his name. Now, we don't went from a charge. We don't went from how we're going to be equipped to do this thing. We don't went from the purpose of why we're even going to put the equipment on, which is to embrace each other, embrace our brothers and sisters in love. Now we're here with Jesus, and we're going to exalt his name.
All right.
Now, Jim Hollis, my first 3 years of teaching, I got all those hands. You couldn't tell me I wasn't teaching. I knew I was doing it. Our class, what's 2 plus 2, 4? What's 10 divided by 2, 5? I thought we got this. I give a test. Get that test back. 40% of the kids pass. 20% of the kids say, I didn't know we had a test. The other percentage they just didn't get it. I was frustrated. It's hard being the first. The first 1, 2, 3 years, it's tough. It's gotten tougher. Finally, a better educator by the name of Miss Smalls, Miss Smalls, took me to the side and said, Coach, you got different levels of learners in your classroom. Not only do you have to teach to them, you got to test them differently. You got to check for understanding with them differently. And Coach, you got to care about every one of them. I'm like, man, this is a lot of work. Anyway, my aunt was trying to get me on with the Department of Interior coming out of college. And at that point, I was like, I should have went on with this. Well, just like the school, the church is made up of believers at different levels.
You're right. You're right about
I'll run through it real quickly. First level of students that smoke the road are gifted students. Gifted students were identified early in their academic career, tend to ask probing questions, prefer to problem solve, and possess a keen observation. If not challenged, they will easily get distracted and bored in the classroom. Gifted students are much like our seasoned saints or believers here at Central Prep. Our seasoned believers, like gifted students, have been identified as a believer for such a long time. They typically question everything and prefer to stop, looking, and listen before reacting first. And yes, they are easily bored with antics and unproductive activity. Now let me tell you why. Y'all know that farmer's insurance commercial? See, seasoned saints, they know a thing or two because they sing a thing or two. You can't pull a lot of stuff on a seasoned saint. They don't have time for that. My grandma used to say, I'm on God's time now. I got time for foolishness. Don't have time for foolishness. They serve as the lifeline of the church by teaching and mentoring younger believers through sharing their experiences and testimonies of God's love in their lives. I love to sit at the feet of our seasoned saints here. And let me give you, just this morning, I had something totally different I was going to say. I usually get up and run about 4 mornings a week. Get up about 3:30, get to the track about 4. Got on the track, my hips started hurting. I finished my 3 miles. I said, okay, I ain't gonna let this get me. On the way back home, I'm riding a little back road back to my house. Here they come, Bambi, hopping across the hit one of the deer. I get, my car. Matter of fact, Brother Paul, I gotta look at my car before we get out of here. I hit one of the deer, one of the fuses blew in the house. I had to, well, it had just tripped the circuit. Had to go reset the circuit down in the basement. But let me tell you, I called on what old saints in my life have been telling me all the time. Boy, that ain't never seen. That ain't never seen trying to get you off track for today. See, that's why you sit at the feet of old saints. That's because they've seen it. They've been there. And that came to my mind. I just say, boy, that ain't never the devil.
All right.
You keep doing what you're doing because you got a purpose this morning. He's trying to get you off of a purpose this morning. So I got to check in with my seasoned saints. Now, I'm going to get one of y'all to speak for each group. Now, Brother Talmadge, do you mind answering this question from me, sir? You're going to speak for the seasoned saints. Is that okay? I love you, Brother Talmadge. Do you agree, Brother Talmadge, that the word Jesus begins with the letter J and ends with the letter S? Thank you, Brother Talmadge. We checked in with the senior state. So I told Ms. Halls I was going to get better at this. So we can move on to the next level of students. At Smoky Road are advanced students. For some reason, they haven't been identified as gifted. However, they can hold their own. Advanced students tend to demonstrate advanced skills, work independently, and are extremely motivated. They tend to be involved in several activities throughout the school and are typically creative. They often serve as the pulse of the school. Our advanced believers have not quite earned the title of seasoned saint, but are full of wisdom. They are either recently retired, Cheryl Moses, able to retire any day, Lee Turner, Herman Sloan, or so close to retirement they can taste it, Regina Brown. I gotta tell this story about that. So, no, it's a good one. It ain't like a brother. So, whatever Miss Regina tells, whatever she says, we do. And just how it goes. So she'll call me at work, I'll call her at work. I'm speaking to Miss Regina, you can tell she's close to retirement. Somebody will come in and say, Miss Regina, I got a question. She said, hold on 1 second. I am on the phone with a church member. I will be right back with you. And you know what they say? Yes, ma'am. That's when you can tell that you're close to retirement. They are also becoming empty nesters. They're welcoming grandchildren into their lives and finally able to afford the time and money to do things that they've always dreamed of doing. At this point in their church life, they have done it all and act as a bridge between the seasoned saints and the remaining believers. So I got to check in with my advanced saints. Ms. Brightheart, would you agree that the words Jesus and Jesus are spelled the same? I checked in with my advanced saints. All right, let's keep it moving. The third level of students that smoke the road are on-level students. They typically, but not in all cases, require teachers who take time to find out what their interests are and builds on them. Take the time to discover the learning style of each student and take time to ask complex questions and expect them to eventually have the ability to answer. Notice that word time repeated. We have on-level believers. They are our youth, young adults, and not quite 40-year-old members. They are coming into their own. Most are either getting ready to tackle higher education or a technical career, start a career of business, buy their first home, Sam Bailey, find lifelong partners, and establish a family. They typically, but not in all cases, require seasoned and advanced believers who take time to serve as role models, take opportunity to spend time and find out their interests, lend into mentor and investment. And 3, take time to pray and intercede on their behalf, leading to a discipling relationship. Notice time in all of those. On-level believers are the heartbeat of the church, mostly because their heartbeats are stronger than those above them. But primarily because they are next in line to grow, lead, and preserve the church. Ms. Walker? Young Ms. Walker. No, I don't know why she looking around. Young Ms. Walker. I need to check in with the on-level believers. Do you mind answering the question? Did Jesus die for both you and me? Yes, all right. I'll check in with the on-level believers. Let's keep it moving. We got one more level of students at Smoker Road. They are exceptional special students. These students typically, but not in all cases, defy all learning methods and procedures, have short attention spans, are difficult to teach and require much patience, and are yet to understand the purpose of obtaining an education. Yet, if you can ever hook them, if you can just hook them, you will eventually have a lifelong learner on your hands. Our exceptional special believers here at Central Prep are our babies. They are the future of our church. They usually prefer running and walking. They come to church because they are told to do so. They don't know or care what's the difference between the book of Acts and the book of Job. And they simply want to know when the next time Miss Shay gonna do Sunday school, when the next time Miss Regina, Miss Margot, Miss Alexis, and Miss Janice are serving ice cream and cake. But Central, if you keep breathing life into them, if you keep teaching them, if you keep encouraging them, if you can ever hook them, you got a lifelong believer. You got a lifelong believer. Now I got to check in. Now this is somebody who used to do, boy, she wouldn't give me the time of day. Christina Swain, are you down there? She just started speaking to me. I don't want to mess that up. Will you answer a question from Mr. T? Do you love Jesus? There we go. I check in with our exceptional special student. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Christina. Now listen, I'm coming to the end of this. And I had a different ending in mind, Pastor, but like I say, God, put some hands on your shoulders. Stedman Southall and I, we talk music all the time. Stedman is a walking music encyclopedia. Told me about 2 months ago, go download the Fatback Band. The who? The Fatback Band. Man, I've been singing I Found Love for the last 2 months now. We were talking about James Brown when he died about 3, 4 years ago. And I'll just tell you how I learned to appreciate James Brown and his talent. Stephanie said, yeah, that's all good, man, but check out his band, the JBs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
JBs. I didn't know. That's it. They bad people. I did not know. So I got into them. And the JBs, I'm going to get to that. So the JBs had this tune called Doing It to Death. And they debuted at the Apollo in 1972. And I'm going to try to mimic how the announcer sang. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 7 acknowledged wonders of the world. You are about to witness the 8th. Standing in the spotlight on Showcase are 12 young men who have given you such tunes as The Grunt, Pass the Peas, Give me some more. Ladies and gentlemen, without no doubt, these are the JBs, and man, the Apollo just went wild. So my ending was going to be something like this. Triplett, there is only one true wonder of the world. Creating and maintaining the spotlight is someone who has given you such miracles as changing water to wine, healing the sick and blind, walking on water. Ladies and gentlemen, without no doubt, it's Jesus and the church service. I felt them hands on my shoulder. And God said, yeah, that's cute. But Triplett, you in 2018, the people need a word. They need a testimony. Now, Lord, I ain't with no testimony. Keep it simple. They just need a testimony from you. So I'm going to testify about how I know Jesus' love is real. This happened to me about 14 years ago. This is when I worked in Marietta City. And I was living in Smyrna, Vines, a little park off of South Cobb Drive. And, you know, I've been coaching and teaching so hard in DeKalb County, I didn't realize how much time I was spending with those kids. So I get to Marietta City, June Hollis, you know, they pay a little more. So I had to coach all those sports. I didn't coach one. Man, I was discovering everything in Atlanta. Live music. I mean, when this place get here, they said, Triplett has always been there. He has always been tied up with the children. So this particular evening, I believe it was a Saturday evening, I was getting ready to go out with some friends. Cafe Circle used to feature a young lady. Oh, don't act like I know. Oh, y'all see the looks I just got. Cafe Circle used to feature this lady named Eva Kennedy. That lady could sing. Man, she could sing. And we used to love to go and see her. So I was getting ready. I had everything. I could afford dry cleaning then before I had a child. So I had dry cleaning laid out on the bed. I had my plans together. I had my bucket of red paint beside me. I was going to make sure all the fire hydrants were taken care of in Atlanta. In other words, I was going to paint the town red, y'all. I looked in the cabinet. Oh, my goodness, Brother Clark. No shaving cream. Now, I got to shave my head with a special type of shaving cream or else it'll bump up. So I say, okay, I got 10 minutes to get this done. I'm going to go down to the CVS on the corner by Publix. Well, you know, CVS on some side of town, they don't cater to us. So they didn't have the shaving cream I needed. I said, yeah, I got to go to the Walmart on East West Connector. How many of you familiar with the Walmart on the East West Connector? Let me paint a picture for the rest of you. You will be devoured at the Walmart on the East West Connector. They don't play. There's kids running.